Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of the Unapologetic Fire Sign podcast. Perhaps the audio is a little bit better than episode 1, here's hoping. And of course today I'm going to be talking about the best transit of the year, which is the Venus-Jupiter conjunction taking place on June the 9th, 2026 at 25 degrees. This is particularly nice for Cancer, Capricorn, Aries and Libra rising, so the cardinal signs. Now, why is this one of the best transits of the year? Well, one is that we have two benefics, two beneficial, harmonious planets. Venus is a planet of beauty, luxury, romance, just a harmonious planet that just brings so much exuberance with it, just beautiful. And Jupiter is a planet of abundance, luck, expansion, and growth. So when these two benefics come together, it's like amplified gorgeousness, right? And Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, meaning traditionally it's a favored guest. It's like a VIP, right? It's like Paris Hilton coming to the party and being like, hey guys, I'm the one, right? I'm the big guest. Everyone loves me. And the platter of caviar is right out front. So when these two come together, it's just so beautiful. Venus in Cancer is already golden retriever. I'm walking down the beach with my loved one. Everything is amazing. Baking me a peach pie. So when you put that together, it just brings so much beauty and energy. Now, I really don't want you to sit there and think, well, we had this transit last year, August 11th, nothing happened. Well, you have to increase the surface level in your life for luck to appear. And it's also just really lovely for self-love, especially if you're a Cancer rising. Use this to treat yourself, to pamper yourself, to say, no, sorry, this is a me day, right? Me time. And I'm going to go through what this means for every rising sign, so don't worry, but I do think it's generally one of the most beautiful transits, and particularly for Cancer rising that's had such a difficult time recently because, we have to have this discussion that is Jupiter in Cancer really what we thought it was? Is it going to be the same for Jupiter in Leo? Probably not. So actually let's discuss that. If you are a Cancer rising, this is in your first house. So this is bringing abundance and luck to your identity. This is really exuberant, but I would also say it's giving, I'm having a fantastic meal and I'm having to undo my trousers, right? Unbutton the trousers because, that food's a little bit rich. Everything's a bit rich, a bit luxurious. Again, it's a perfect self-love pampering day. If you've got something wonderful like a natal Venus or as Juno, and that this conjunction is amplifying that, get ready for the soulmate, it's beautiful energy. And even if you can't conceive where this would happen in your life, it's really important to go out on this day, even if it's just, you're going to work, speak to someone you wouldn't normally, go to a new cafe, do whatever you feel that you can to try to increase that surface level for this beautiful day to really do its job. If you are a Leo rising, Jupiter's about to move into your sign at the end of the month, June 30th. But for now, it's in the 12th house, which is beautiful for manifestation. This is really feeling protected and respected. And if you're trying to take a risk or you're trying to make a decision here, Venus and Jupiter together can really help you. I personally think because the 12th house is focused on the subconscious mind, this is better for manifestation, saying a word of affirmation, saying, God, he's so obsessed with me. Cries into his pillow every night because I'm not there for him. Something really crazy because it's like Venus and Jupiter together, it will manifest, right? If you are a Virgo rising, this is in the 11th house, a really wonderful place to have this conjunction because Jupiter rejoices in the 11th house, meaning that it finds its joy in this house of wish fulfillment and friendships and social intervention. So perfect for going out the house and spending time with a friend, being social. Even if you don't have many friends or you're like, I don't know anyone who would go out on this day with me, just try. All right, go shopping, sit in the park, read a book, speak to a stranger, do something you wouldn't normally, especially someone who maybe looks like they could do with a conversation because the 11th house is so humanitarian. That is perfect for this conjunction to happen. Really good for planning a long-term goal and feeling very inspired by it too. If you are a Libra rising, this is in your 10th house, absolutely perfect because this is really good for an interview, for asking for a promotion or a raise. It always depends what's happening natally in your chart, as with everything. But generally, because Mercury is also going to be in the 10th house for you, you're able to communicate with authority and say, yes, I'm here, I can be responsible, I can be reliable, and I really feel like I can receive all the blessings that are coming to me. You know, if this conjunction's on top of something like your MC or your midheaven, perfect for an interview. So definitely use this for career and your social status. If you're a Scorpio rising, this is in your 9th house. Now, this is really wonderful for setting your sights on a long-term travel pursuit, a qualification, but also a spiritual venture. I really like this for manifestation. Of course, having Jupiter already in the 9th house here, transit is going to be great because it's where it has domain. So it feels like the expansion of your mind is really strong. You're looking at the horizon, the sunset in front of you rather than the sand in front of your feet. And I think that's actually really wonderful. So this is one of those transits that get yourself out there, maybe book a trip if you can. You're privileged enough to have money to book a trip. I have to say that because a lot of people, you know, unfortunately don't have a lot of money for trips. So if you can and you're willing, then you should do that. But also it's just perfect for having a really nice spiritual day. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this is in your 8th house. Now, this can bring some really nice harmony to sharing finances with a partner, family member, or even in the stock market. This is not financial advice, but it can be really wonderful. This is also nice for your own personal transformation and alchemy, self-love, doing something for yourself that feels good. And particularly, Jupiter has a strange way of providing abundance in the 8th house. Some might say it's ineffectual, but I think it's actually just a little bit less overt. So you might have a day where it doesn't feel lucky or harmonious, but maybe something happens in the, you know, behind the scenes, in the 5D, and you don't see it until later, and then you realize, something comes through the mail, or you get a message that's like marked June the 9th, and you're like, wow, that's actually what happened, because it's so hidden. If you're a Capricorn rising like myself, then this is in the 7th house, which is, of course, the perfect day for romance. And not everyone's going to be doing that. You know, I'm going to be probably in the office that day, speaking to people, trying to put myself out there a little bit more, not romantically, but just, you know, enjoying myself, because the 7th house is also the people that we deal with one-to-one on the day, contracts, clients. So this can be really wonderful for being diplomatic, and particularly with Venus there as well. You're going to have really good conversations with others, but of course, this can be a perfect day for romance if you've got something like a natal Venus or Juno in the 7th house and it's around the 3rd decan, so anything from 20 to 29 degrees, boom, you're in with it, right? So definitely put yourself out there on this day. If you're an Aquarius rising, this is in your 6th house. So this can be a really wonderful day for someone to do something for you, or for you to do something for someone else, like acts of service. You know, cooking someone a meal, or being like, oh, maybe we should go on a date on this day, or we should go out to the pub, or do something really nice. And you want to make sure that when there's giving and taking and serving, that it feels really mutual and reciprocated, and that Jupiter's expanding that energy for you. For some of you that really wanted a pet, and you're like, I want this pet because it's going to help with my mental health, good day to acquire that pet. If you're a Pisces rising, this is in your 5th house, I'm like, my face is like got a massive grin on it because I love this day for you, because Jupiter in the 5th house is already going to expand romance, creativity, pleasure, love, and self-love too. But of course, Venus rejoices in the 5th house. So when this conjunction comes together, it's kind of like the perfect joy, right? The succeedant house, it's just, so wonderful. So perfect for going on a date, for seeking romance, for doing something fun. So that's going to a comedy gig, that's going to the cinema, a festival. It is having fun with your friends, going out for a drink, doing something that you would put under the umbrella of entertainment, because that's going to bring harmony. Again, it doesn't have to be romance. It could be something super creative and super enjoyable. Going to the theatre to watch a performance, right? It's just beautiful. I'd definitely use it. If you're an Aries rising, this is in your 4th house. So this brings a lot of harmony to your domestic affairs, to progressing something in the home. So buying a home, renovating the home, having a really nice day with your family members. It's also perfect for manifestation because the 4th house is the private sanctuary, the subconscious inner mind that people really don't see, very private. So this could be really affirming that, you know, you're living your dream life, you're having a wonderful self-care day where maybe you're having a nice bubble bath, maybe you're writing down your manifestations, maybe you're having 10-15 minute visualizations where you're absolutely soaking in the joy that Venus and Jupiter can bring here. If you're a Taurus rising, this is in your 3rd house. Now, this is really fantastic for projects, but communication, manifesting communication. If you are someone who's wanting to date and you're on a social media dating app, this could be the day that really works for you, particularly because Venus is going to be providing some support and Mercury is going to be there in the 3rd house too. So there is so much beauty here. Perfect for talking to your siblings, to your neighbors, to getting out in your local community. If you've got a local cafe or a local pub, something along those lines, really nice to get out there, start speaking to someone you wouldn't normally, strike up a meaningful conversation, start a meaningful project, because Jupiter, which is a very wise planet, is going to support you with that. And finally, if you're a Gemini rising, this is in your 2nd house. Rich Bish, can I have $10 here? Because this really is fantastic for expanding finances. Venus already has a certain domain over the 2nd house because it's associated with Taurus. Now, I say associated because there's a lot of traditional astrologers that will argue that Taurus doesn't actually rule the 2nd house. There's nothing really written down that would suggest that, right? So I always say associated because we don't have that evidence, I guess. Although happy to be proven wrong. I know people say, yeah, well, Taurus rules the 2nd house. But again, there's a whole line of thinking that actually that got mixed up and confused, and the 2nd house doesn't have the same themes as Taurus, and etc., etc. However, the 2nd house is associated with material resources and finances, and we know that has its domain over Venus. So that's really wonderful because we have an increase in income, we could ask for a raise, Jupiter's supporting us, Jupiter's expanding that luxury. Of course, it's a day where you could spend too much money, so you need to be mindful of that, or you could eat too much. Again, you know, trousers got to be unbuckled. But I think this is wonderful for finances, for having a really strong financial plan, and perhaps even receiving support from somebody very kind, you know, that you've like, oh, strike up a conversation and it's really wonderful for me. So all this to say, is this the best transit of the year? We have 2 traditional planets, Venus and Jupiter, coming together, one inner personal planet, Venus, and one outer planet in Jupiter. So it feels like you've got a real mix of something comes from you, and then Jupiter provides the external event as well. So it kind of makes me think of, again, increasing that surface level for luck to arrive, and it's really very beautiful. So excited about this transit. I think we should use it, and even if, you know, nothing overtly slaps you in the head with luck or abundance, you should definitely try to use it, because that's what astrology is. It is not something that controls you like a puppet string. It is used for strategic advantage, and this is the kind of transit I'd be using for strategic advantage for sure. So let me know if there's anything that you are going to be doing. Do you have anything planned? What would you like to see happen during this transit? And I will see you in the next episode and the next video. Bye.